You know, computers are great at processing information, but not very good at organizing. That's because all of our documents are stored in file trees. So let's take a look. Here's a typical file tree, and we'll go to our documents. And for the sake of this video, let's say we're kitchen remodelers. We'll search for our kitchen remodelers folder, but it was created a few months ago, so it's a little ways down the list. Here it is. We'll open that up. We'll click on customers. We'll go over here and choose the customer name, and then in this case, the version of the job. And then we have our documents here. But notice how long it took us to get there, number one. Then, as we all know, the file names may be helpful, but not very descriptive. There's no table of contents, we don't have any notes, and there's no real way of sorting except by file name or maybe date, which is very frustrating because if I want a document created a few months ago to be on top of the list, I only have one way to do it. I have to change the file name, which means it's even less descriptive than before. And every time I come back, I have to resort everything again. And what about the rest of my data? In the real world, we have paper documents in file cabinets, scanned in documents like PDFs, phone numbers and other contact information. We have notes and ideas, sales receipts, photos, images. We have videos, account numbers, usernames, passwords. And what about all those little bits of information that really don't have a place but come in every single day anyway? Here's the bottom line. Traditional filing systems are slow and they actually work against you. But FileMaster works for you, providing access to every document, every note, every image, all on the same page, and presented to you in whatever form you choose. So let's take a closer look. Let's start by putting in some contact info. Our contact's name is Bob Smith. We'll create a new file. Type in Bob Smith. Give him an email address. Put in some phone numbers. Over here we have our description, so we can mark one cell if we'd like to. Put in his address. And now let's put in some tags. Tags are just keywords, and we use them to find anything we want in FileMaster. Obviously, we could search for Bob or Smith, but tags allow us to dig a little deeper. So let's say Bob is a member of our church. We might enter church as a keyword. So now let's go home, do a search for church, and voila, we have a list of all of our members of our church. Notice the keywords or tags over here to the right. Now let's go back. But Bob's not just a member of the church, he's also a member of my men's group. We meet every week, so I'd like to have a list of all the members of our group. So I'm going to type in men's group, and now let's go home and do a search. And I could do a search for men's group, or in this case, I'm just going to type in men's. And here's a list of all of our group members. Again, notice the tags. Let's go back to Bob's page. So our contact is in. Now, let's look at some notes. Just click Add Note, give it a title. The data is automatic. We can change it if we like. And some text. And if we like, we can drop in an image. And here's what's great about FileMaster. We can have hundreds of notes, as many as we want, for any given file. We can sort them in any order we like just by typing the number and hitting enter. We can archive them and find them later with a click of a button. And we can search our notes within the portal. So if you have a file with lots of notes, like maybe a customer, you can simply search within the portal and find the note you're looking for every time. So we're doing great. We've got a contact entered and we've got some notes on that contact. But suppose you just have a note. Suppose you just have an idea, maybe for a new marketing project, maybe a new point of purchase display. Simple enough. Let's create a new file. We'll give it a name, and we'll put some tags in so we can find it. In this case, it's a point of purchase display, so I might type in advertising or promotion or display. Let's go home and do a search for display. And there's our note. We'll open it up. So now let's add an image that shows our display. Give it a title. Upload it. And voila. Now at any time, we can pull up that image. Now let's say we have a web address. Put it in here. Click this little icon and it'll open up the web address instantly. And while we're at it, let's put a username and password in here so we never have to think about that again. And if we wanted to, we could drag our image over here and use it as a main image maybe for our idea. If you only have one image, that might be the place to put it. If you have multiple images, you put it down in notes. You can put as many as you like down there. All right, let's continue. Username and password. Well, guess what? We already did that, but there's still something I need to show you. If you remember, we created a username and password for the website on our POP display idea. So let's go to that file. We'll open up POP. Here's our username and password. Now, see this little icon here? By clicking the icon, it copies the contents of the field onto your clipboard so that you can simply paste it in anywhere you like in a browser. So far, we've created a contact, lots of notes, username and password. We learned how to copy and paste those into our browser. We dropped in some photos, and now let's look at scanned in documents and PDFs. Just scan in the document, save it wherever you like, drag it in the FileMaster, give it a title, and you're done. Now, notice that the PDF is still on our desktop. That's because FileMaster has just made a copy of that document and it's in the program. So we can do whatever we like with that file. We can delete it, move it, attach it to a different file. It doesn't really matter what we do with it because the file that we uploaded will always be in FileMaster in that file and will never get lost. Now, we recommend that all documents be put into their native file folders on your computer first, and then you simply drag it into FileMaster. And that's the document that you reference and work with every day. But now, you've got a backup. You've got backup for every important document on your computer, and backups are good. And here's another very cool feature. If you want to enlarge the PDF, just give it a click and you get a full screen view of any document. Now what about program files, like a Word document or Excel? Well, just like any PDF, we simply drag it in. Now, instead of an image, you'll see the icon. Click it to open, and voila, you're in business that fast. Word files, Excel, PowerPoint, CAD files, all files open in their native program in FileMaster. Even movie files. Here's an advertising program that we're working on, which features a clip of horses running. I'll just search for horses, open it up, add in a new doc, give it a title, drag in the clip, upload, and play. Now, most likely you'll keep your movie files and your image files in their native folders, but in business, sometimes we just need access to that clip. And FileMaster allows you to do just that. And that brings us to paper files in a file cabinet. FileMaster actually works for paper documents, just like any other document. While other programs force you to scan in every single document, FileMaster gives you the choice. You choose when or if you're going to scan a document in. But before we go any further, let's look at why traditional filing cabinets are so maddening to begin with. Well, it's those dumb little tabs, of course. Writing them is a bad idea, and typing them requires a template. So if you only need one or two, the rest of the sheet is wasted. And then, filing the new tab alphabetically, well, it's impossible, because the rest of the tabs are in the way. Are we going to move all the other tabs? No. This is why most filing cabinets eventually end up looking like this. We've got some type tabs, some handwritten tabs, many different colors, usually grouped in some sort of category that still wastes time. But FileMaster changes everything. Now we're able to use numeric tabs. Just like we did before, we search for our document, say we're looking for an insurance policy. We just type in insurance, hit enter, and oh look, file number 6 at our desk. Let's click to open. And right here is where you assign the file number and the file location. And you can have as many file locations as you like. Now let's take one of the files that we created earlier and add a paper document to it. Remember our friend Bob from church? Well, we bought a shed from Bob, and now we want to file the paperwork. We'll just do a quick search for Bob. Open it up. We'll choose our file location. We'll put it at my desk. File number 15. Keep in mind, that only took us about 10 seconds. And now, because we're probably going to want to find our shed file sometime down the road, we'll just put shed into the tags, So we can do a search for that anytime we like. Now, when you purchase FileMaster, we give you 200 numeric tabs absolutely free. That's enough to get any small office up and running quickly. If you ever need any more, you can purchase as many as you like, but you're not limited to those. If you wanted to, you could even make your own. No matter what you choose, you will never want to go back to the old, difficult, antiquated, alphabetical filing system ever. And here's what you're going to find out. Traditional file cabinets are very, very limited. You take any one of these tabs that we're looking at, and it's limited to one thing, one document, no information. So using FileMaster is 100% easier. So if you want to create a file called Capital One and put your doc in there, that's great. But hey, now you can add the phone number, the account number, the username, password, notes, conversations, anything you want, when you want, and how you want. And look what else you can do using FileMaster. How about product catalogs and spec books? I want to remember this very cool basket weave turning. So just enter a product that you want to remember, assign its location to that catalog, type in the page number, and you're done. Now you just search for that item and turn to the page. And because I usually like to see the item that I'm searching for, let's drag in an image. And if we want, we can just click here to expand it at any time. We have an entire video dedicated just to catalogs with lots of great ideas. And there's so much more you can do with a numeric filing system, all within FileMaster. You just assign the location and give it a number. And here's another benefit. Suppose we have some financial documents or PIN numbers or profit and loss statements that we don't necessarily want others to be able to see. To lock a file, just tell FileMaster that it needs to be locked. Now, all pertinent information is hidden. To access your hidden files, you just simply have to type in your PIN code into a hidden field that doesn't even show up on the page. You can make this PIN anything you want in the admin section. But by far, the thing that you will love the most about FileMaster is its simplicity. It's elegant and easy, and everyone can use it. And we are so confident that within one day, FileMaster will absolutely become your most used software. We're going to give you 30 days absolutely free. And you don't even need a credit card to sign up. Simply download the software, and within a few minutes, you're up and running. Our how-to videos will make sure that you get set up quickly, and if you need us, the 800 number is always there for you. So let's move your important documents into the 21st century, and you will become a FileMaster.